Alright, we're going to go over my December 9th watch list. There's a ton of good setups today, following a pretty strong day in the market. But these are some that really stuck out to me. As always, we're going to start here with unusual whales. My first one's Neo. What sticks out here is these two 35-36 calls with a very high volume to open interest ratio. And almost this entire chain is pretty bullish, but we do have these 34 and 33 puts with good volume as well. So you can play both sides. This 45 call is pretty out of the money, especially for a week expiration. So that's definitely something I'm keeping an eye on for a possible magnet, as well as this 40 call here. Let's go to our levels. All right, for our levels, let's go to the 1 hour chart first. So on the 1 hour chart, we have this top here around 35.3. The reason I don't really want to play that is because of this 15-minute breakdown. On this 15-minute, we have this here, but over this 35.4 level, I think we at least test up around 36.5 to 36.8 area. This isn't very high volume, especially over 30, 36, 35.9. We have this good volume gap here shown over on the volume profile. Then on the low end, we see this 34.5 area was recent resistance turn support, and under that level we also have another gap to about 33.6, which is about $1 move, so you can play puts both ways. But I think the real area to watch here is going to be down around 33.8 to 33.5 for a possible bounce back up. All right, so our second play is going to be BA Boeing. What really sticks out to me is this 225 call, very out of the money. It's a 15-point move in a week, so that's something really to keep an eye on. We also have this 215 call getting a ton of value, and most of these puts, even a 200 put, is a 10-point drop, so we could see a big move either way. I like that they're both out of the money, both close expiration, so that's something I really like there. We also have good volume. It's a pretty decent open interest as well, but we're looking bullish. Strong day in the market makes sense. For our levels, I like this one. So on the daily, let's see, on the daily we had this bottom here, a bunch of consolidation trying to fire back up, and we broke over this previous support turn resistance of 206 to 207 area, so I like that a lot. We also have a volume gap up here to about 218. When we break this down a little bit, let's go to the hourly. All right, on the hourly, I have my top put or call level at 213, just because this level here, at about 213, I think is something big. It's also a cycle of a break will play out, and then I honestly can see this running to about 220. Maybe a day or two, Friday, maybe Monday. We'll see how it plays, how the market plays, but that's something big, and I think this can move both ways. We also have this volume gap confirmation. This can move fast through here, and if we can base over 221, I think we hit 225 area in a couple days. On the downside, I have this line here at 209.5. So we see that this line is tested here multiple times, and underneath, the reason I put it at this 209 level is there's also previous resistance, turn support, turn resistance again. But we also have this volume gap. So this volume gap down gives us to about 208, which is a 1-point move. That's pretty decent. But underneath this 207.7 area, we can go as low as 206 to 204, which is another big move. This is definitely one of my top watches for sure, just based off of these volume profiles giving us a quick move either way, plus the flow is signaling a big move. So that's definitely one I'd put a check next to, whatever you do to make sure you look and even chart the levels. It's a pretty good play in my book. All right, so our third play here is going to be Afrm. Afrm's taking a beating here and there with the market coming back. I like it as well. What I like about this is we have these 130 calls doing nice, 150 call pretty good out of the money, but 125, 127, this 125 level looks to be a magnet, either up or down, but this is the big one that really sparks my attention. This 1217 140 call gives us a pretty decent move. Let's see, $13, I'll take that. So this is definitely bullish flow. Again, another pretty good day. But we also have this 120 put, which can play to the downside. For my levels, let's go over here, AFRM. Alright, so on my levels, I got this call level at 129.10 for our call trigger based off this hourly chart. This low here, I think, is what we need to overcome in order to, basically get our next leg up. It's also on the daily chart, we're close to breaking out of this falling wedge pattern. If we look here, like we can draw this, use this guy here. We're close to breaking out. That's a good candle. Bounces off of this volume profile with a bunch, pretty decent range up here until 145, which is a nice move on the daily. But we'll go down here for the puts. I use this 15-minute chart under 126. We tested here. The reason I don't have it higher is because I think there's going to be some possible, some fake outs in here. That's also why I didn't take this 128.8 level on the 1 hour chart as a call trigger, because if you look at this chart, all this hits that 128.8 level, but that's only a 20-30 cent move. If we can conquer this 129.10, I think we get a move to 130, 131. Some people might get in early, but we're going to manage risk a little bit here. And ultimately, I think 132 is going to be our first real big resistance if we can get above this level. We also have support at the 126 down to 123 on a volume profile. So the put side is going to be a little bit harder to play here, but definitely something that we can play both sides on, with the 120 put getting good volume on our flow. Alright, and then our last play, personally, is one of my favorite plays because we have this 12-10 call at 200 with the highest volume, about a 4-to-1 volume to open interest ratio, and SPY's looking, pretty decent. But the thing that really sticks out to me will be on the chart. We'll show you that in a minute. But we also have this 12-17 210 call, receiving decent volume, pretty good open interest. Can't really talk, I guess. But we also have this 12-10 put at 180, which is a pretty good move from there. Also can play the 190 put, but they're targeting this gap here with that put. Alright, this is why this chart really sticks out. So I have some levels here already drawn in based on the 1 hour, but this volume gap is insane. So this can move really fast up and down, which I like a lot. For a call level, I'm using this 195.5 high off of this. It's also a psych level, so something big. I like that level, especially for calls. And over that, I think we can see, 204, 205. If we can break this 200 psych level as well, build a little bit of consolidation, get up there, test that 205 level. On the put side, Alright, on the put side, I have this 203, this 193.10 level is big, but I'm going to take puts down here around 192.2, just because I think, again, we're going to have some chops in here, and if we can get that, it's going to form a head and shoulders on the 15-minute chart, which will give us a decent move down. The big support being right here around 191.35, which is a decent move to the downside. I don't like that as much, but to the upside, the potential is insane, especially with these volume gaps at anywhere from basically 193 up to 205, 200 level. If we get under 185.8 area, we can also get this gap filled down to 179, 180 volume gap as well, which plays both ways. As always, I can't thank Unusual Whales enough. It's really changed my trading, especially being able to see the flow, make Watchlist. Definitely something that's changed a lot, and we're going to wait for that 5-minute close above or below our trigger levels in order to take a position, minimize some risk. We also had a bunch of OTM calls purchased last minute into close on this on SQ square, so I'm looking very highly into a bullish here. In terms of SPY, whoa, go back. All right, in terms of SPY, we need to go over 470 to continue this push up. Over 470, this can run pretty well. Let's check this on the hourly. On the hourly, we do have a forming of close to a shooting star. It's more of a doji candle, but we have this volume profile here. If we can consolidate over this volume profile, I think we test highs, all-time highs, closing this week, which is definitely nice. And we have a bunch of support from 466 to 468, which is a 2-point move down, but we can also bounce off that really hard, as SPY likes to do. Let's get it tomorrow, y'all.